Hi, it's Jane here from craftforjane.co.uk, and today I'm bringing you this really cute little origami pot or box. This is a folding technique for the base of the box, but they will be cutting for the lid. So I'll take the lid off. Just here you can see it's sort of a square part of the lid which just slots in. I've made this lid a bit smaller so you can see the box. With this one I've made the lid a bit bigger and you can see the inside of the box there. It's just such a pretty little pot or box. I love it. This is quite an old origami style pot, and obviously I've made a lid to call it a box really. And this, I think the first time I ever saw this made was from somebody called Bonnie, I think. About 10 years ago, and I think she used to be called Sassy Scrappers. She's an American crafting person, and I think that was about 10 years ago. If you search it on the internet, it was on YouTube. It was one of the first origami videos I'd ever seen of a pot like this made. I think there's been similar ones since, but I think that was the first one I ever saw. And I have made this a few times over the years, and it's such a handy little go-to. So for this one, I have made this out of 12 by 12 paper, and I've made this out of 8 by 8. So I'm going to make one today which is 10 by 10. I filled this one because it's for Easter with some lovely Easter treats. So that's their marzipan little eggs, and I've got chocolate eggs in there as well, and I've tried to pick the colours similar to what I felt Easter colours would be. So I've used for this one I used the designer series paper that came in Celebration, so the daffodil one, which I absolutely loved. So I just used some leftover bits here. So I've made that one there, and this one will probably go to a family member who loves the treats inside. And again, I'll fill this for somebody as well for Easter. You could just have this as it is without the lid, and you could like put some bits in here and just keep it on your desk. It's such a handy little pot, and it's actually, considering it's made with designer series paper, it's very sturdy. So today I'm going to be making a Mother's Day one. So I will just get the paper that I'm going to use, which is this paper here, which has got the beautiful gold running through it as well, and it's got grey as well. And on the back it's got this beautiful vibrant pattern here. I think this is Calypso Coral. So the paper is called Symbols of Fortune, and you can see it's beautiful. It's a lovely specialty paper. This is my paper cut in 10 by 10, so I'm now going to start folding. So I basically need to fold it in half, so I'm folding it correctly. So I'm going to press down quite firmly, but I'm not using a bone folder because I don't want it to create pressure points on the folds. And then I'm going to fold it this way. You've done your basic crisscross folding, and now you're going to go corner to corner folding. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, just here. Okay, so I now have it folded this way, this way, this way, and this way. So you're folding it the other way, basically, just with this bit just here. And you want to crease that as best you can, like that. And you want to do the same on this side. So you're folding it the other way, and you kind of want to crease it as best you can. So you've got two bits now that fold in, and they create this shape, which is effectively what you're looking for. You're looking for this diamond shape just here. And then you're going to just press it down. Just like that. So if I open it back up, you've got that kind of a shape going on the inside, and you're just folding it up to this shape just here. Okay, so now you've got the open bit at the top, the closed bit at the bottom. So you now want to hold this as best you can, and you want to fold this in without ripping the paper. Just like this. And you press down, and you do the same on the other side. So you're folding it in without ripping the paper as best you can. Once you've done that, you're going to open this back up, and you're going to put your finger in and press it down, and you're making sure this crease here follows the liner here, and you're just going to do that. And you're going to do the same here. Okay. And then you've effectively got this piece just here which flaps. So you're going to turn that over, and you're going to repeat the process on this side. So you're going to turn this bit in close to the central line, and you're going to press down, and you're going to repeat that process just here. Oops, careful, I overfolded that one at the top, so just be a bit careful with that. And I'm going to press down just like that, and then I'm going to open this up, put my finger in and press it down, and make sure that the crease here stays with the same mark just there. And I'll repeat this again here. So now you've got this pattern here, and you've got the same this side. So then you're going to bring these two together, and the same on this side, and fold it so you end up with this shape just here. And you're going to repeat the same process. So you're going to hold this at the top. Well, you're going to repeat part of the process. You're basically folding this part in like that, and you're folding this part in. There's no bit to open now. And you're just going to press, and you're going to repeat that on this side. And you're going to fold this in just here. You're going to press, and you're going to fold this in, oops, just here. There you go. And you're going to press. So you end up with this cute little diamond sort of shape here. Now you've got bits that open over, and there's a point either side where you can't open it any further. So you're going to now pull down these points just like this, and then you're going to fold and fold, and you're going to do the same here. So you're going to bring all of these points down, and you'll end up with 4 sides down just like that. Turn it over, last one. There's a lot of folding here, guys, and you may need to pause the video to work out where you're folding. Okay, so you end up with this kind of a shape which opens up, and you've got these 4 little points. So I'm gently going to open this shape up, and as I do, I'm going to put my finger inside. I'm going to start popping out the sides a little bit. You have to be careful to go slowly, because this is paper you're dealing with, and it will rip. So you can see I'm starting to open it up, and you can see the shape of the box starting to come. Okay. I'm now going into each of the corners, the 4 corners of the box, to open it up. There we go. So the bottom becomes flat, and you now have your beautiful box shape. So you could kind of leave it like this and call it a star box if you wanted to, which I've seen people do in the past. However, because I like the shape of it, I'm now going to glue these sides down. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to use some tear and tape to tape my sides. So I will go around and do all of that. So I'll just go around the sides and do all of that, and then I'll come back. So I've put my tear and tape on all of the sides, and I'm now going to try and take it off. And as you can see, I'm going to take every single one off and then I'll glue them on. So I'll remove the rest off camera so you don't have to wait and watch me tear all my tape off. Okay, so all the tape is on and removed. So now I'm going to gently fold these over and try and keep them lined up and glue them down. I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. So my fingers are inside pressing against it so that I can stick it down. There we go. And then I'll just pop this one over here. And it just sort of gives like a claw effect on the bottom of the box. I'm just going to press it down firmly. And that is the really pretty box shape. So you could use this as a little pot on your desk or anything like that. You don't actually fill it with treats. You don't actually need to make a lid. So this basically, now you need to measure for a lid. The reason that you're measuring is because your box may not be exactly straight and the thickness of the paper can have an impact. So I've got 2 5/8. So I'm going to cut a piece of cardstock to make the inner part 3 5/8. So following measuring, I've worked out that it's 2 5/8. Therefore, I'm going to score. This cardstock is in Evening Evergreen, which is going to form the base of the inner box, and I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch, and it's 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. So it should leave me with a space that is 2 5/8. This could be a bit of trial and error, so you may have to go a tiny little bit smaller than that, or a bit bigger than that. So I'm just going to get out my paper snips. I'm going to snip and miter. So I tend to do this before I burnish because I just find it a bit easier personally. I don't always do it this way. Sometimes you need to do it the other way, but for some reason for me, I find it a bit easier. So I'm just going to do all the long sides and then I'll do the little tabs afterwards. So it's quite an interesting project, this one. It's a bit, takes a little bit more time and a little bit more patience. I sort of rushed through this one with you. But sometimes you've got to be super careful with the folding. I'm not sure my folding's been the best on this one, but hopefully we'll still have a good result. I think it does allow a little bit of, so I'm using my Stampin' Seal Plus for this, sorry. I think it does allow a little bit of slightly off, being off. There we go. And now I'm just going to fold my box into shape. And then, fingers crossed, it fits. Like I said, there is sometimes a little bit of maneuverability. I've been known to make 2 of these to make them fit. Okay, let's see. So yeah, that looks like it fits perfectly. It sort of sits in there and it got in there quite easily. So, and the reason that I'm doing that is because to make any other type of lid, you need it to sit in there so it actually sits on top. Okay, so I'm going to get another piece of cardstock. So now, what size lid? So as you'll see from my original design, that one I made quite a small lid, which shows the part of the box still. And on the smaller version, I made a larger lid, which potentially hides quite a lot of the box underneath. So it's up to you really, and it's what the aesthetic that you particularly like. So the bottom of the box measures at just over 4, so it's about 4 inches by 4 inches. So you could do 4. We know the top is 2.58, so I might do 3 by 3, which will be a decent overhang, and it's a nice easy measurement to remember. Okay, so that is my 3 by 3. I've actually changed my mind because I feel like that's a little bit too small. So I've gone 3.5 by 3.5. And then I've done a layer of 3.25 by 3.25, and then 3 by 3, which sort of makes this nice layered look for the top of the box. So with the 3.5, I'm going to glue my base box on. I'm going to use my liquid glue, my Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, just because it's got a little bit of maneuverability. So I'll put some glue on the back, trying to go as close as I can to the edges without it bleeding. And I'm now going to centre this just here as best I can. It's a visual assessment for centering. It may be a little bit off. So press down, and then I'm just going to have a go to see how it sits in the box. I've got to be careful with this because it's got wet glue and I don't want to dislodge it too much. Okay. Yeah, that looks kind of equal. Now I'm going to glue these layers together, and I've cut out one of the flowers from the pattern as well. And this is 3 3¼ by 3¼ 3 by 3 and 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm just going to glue these on with my multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'm going to try and centre them best I can. Okay, so I've glued my layers together. I'm going to put my layers now onto the lid, which is dried. So I'm just going to put a small amount of Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. Same reasons, just to allow a little bit of manoeuvrability. So I'll turn that over and I'm going to press down. Just to make sure it glues in place. And then turn it back over. So I'm just going to, I'll try and line the flowers up, just make sure it fits. There we go. Fits nice and snugly all the way around. Perfect. So now I think I'm going to use some of the gold ribbon. So this is the gold shimmer ribbon just here. I think I'll use that. I think I should use the silver. Sort of picks up the gold there, doesn't it? But I'm not sure whether, I think maybe because there's more grey, the silver might look a bit better. Probably. So, and I'm going to use my double oval punch to do my sentiments. I've made this one from Mother's Day gift. I'm going to put some Mother's Day treats inside for my lovely mum. And I've used the double oval punch to punch it out. So I've used Evening Evergreen and then Calypso Coral, and then I've used Evening Evergreen ink as well. So I could maybe put that there, maybe there, possibly. I think there probably looks better. Do I need some ribbon underneath, and should it be silver or should it be gold? I'm leaning towards the silver, even though technically the gold matches the base of the box. I'd be really interested to know which one you think. Because there's no gold on top, I feel like the silver works better. So I'm going to cut a little piece of this off and then just put a tiny bit like that. Okay, so I'm going to use some tear and tape on the back to adhere that down. And I'm probably going to do some dimensionals, and then so I'll turn this over again like that and just try to, there we go, maybe separate that out a tiny bit. What do you think? A bit too much? Yeah. Okay. Yep, that looks quite cute. So I'm going to put some more tear and tape on the back just to make sure it sticks down. And then I'm going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals out so I can elevate that. So I think this ribbon and the double oval punch, I believe, are going to be featuring in the new annual catalogue. So I use them quite a lot. I love this ribbon as well. So I'm going to place that, I think, about here. There you go. Now for some bling. So what I think isn't carrying over are these metallic dots, and I've got quite a few of the silver left, so it's probably quite a good plan that I use the silver ribbon, because I'm going to pop a few of these on. So I'll maybe pop one just here. These are so lovely. And just put a few dotted about the place just to bring it up a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks quite sweet. Happy with that. So this is my cute little origami gift box, and this one I've made for Mother's Day with some designer series paper. You can see it's pretty inside, and then you can put your lid back on. I made this lid quite fitted as well, so it fits nicely. It doesn't come off when it's upside down. So that one's here. This is the 10 by 10. This is the 12 by 12. And this is the 8 by 8 version. So I hope you managed to follow along with that. I know it's quite a lot of complicated folding, but once you've done it, so maybe keep watching the video and going back, but once you've done it once, honestly, you'll be away then, and you'll be able to do it lots and lots in the future. It is a gift box that I love, and I do make it quite frequently, but I've always felt like it might be a bit complicated to put on video. But I thought, well, I'll have a go. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you managed to follow along. I'd love to know which box you like the best, and which one, which size you like the best as well. So for me, I think I quite like this size. I just think it's a lovely size. You can get some nice treats in there, and you can use it for anything. If you're brave, you can try a 6 by 6 as well. You can basically do it in any size as long as it's equal. I've never been very successful with the 6 by 6. It's just a little bit too small for me. I've got quite big fingers, so I think somebody with more delicate fingers might have a better go. So I do hope you've enjoyed the video today, and please follow the links below if you would like to purchase any of the products that I've used. You can in my store. So if you don't already have a demonstrator, I would be delighted if you shopped with me. If I could earn your business, that would be fantastic. I do always send out gifts, and if you use my host code, you get extra gifts as well. And if you are interested in joining my team, again, follow the links below. So I'm going to say bye for now, guys, and happy crafting.